CK, the Raisin Man.
This preview, man. We be right back. All right, we're gonna end it off here with the Cleveland Browns. Rough year last year for Cleveland, man. 3-14. I mean, it's a lot going on over there. You know, if you see him on the screen, Shedeur Sanders, man, Kevin Stefanski, they got a lot of quarterbacks. Dylan Gabriel, Deshaun Watson still there, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Coach Ed, Big Pat. I mean, they got everybody playing quarterback in Cleveland. But Vegas only got them projected at 4.5 wins. They have the 13th strength of schedule. So they ain't getting no breaks. It don't look like there's a lot of upside just based off of the projections. But rough year for Cleveland last year. They playing a tough division. What's y'all thoughts about the Browns, man, as we end this preview show off with Cleveland?
What y'all think? Listen. It ain't too much to say about Cleveland, man. They're just a franchise they're the Cleveland, man. Like, what? That's really how you
Browns going brown, huh? Browns going brown.
Man, they going brown, bro. They going brown and get beat down. That's what they do. They had a tumultuous season last year. They highlight is when they beat Pittsburgh in the snow. I mean, they do have some talent. They got Njoku. They got what's the receiver that went to Alabama? I can't think of
Jerry
it's not
Jeudy.
Calvin Ridley, but Jerry Jeudy. They have a little bit of a good defense. They got a pretty good defense, but other than that, bro, I think it's just the organization in general, bro. They just have a bad juju over there, and until they, get a coaching staff and a front office that's just, want to win. You got to get these players in a mode to win. They have a losing mentality, bro. They not expected to win. Maybe that changes after the re-signing of Myles Garrett. He signed a contract there for a reason. Maybe the $40 million was just too much to turn away because he was done with the Cleveland Browns. But once they said $40 million, or it might have been 41, he said, "I gotta change your heart." So
that will change your heart,
that
mine, and a lot of other things in life.
So I don't know, man. It's just Cleveland, bro. Coach, what you got, man?
Whew. Cleveland. This is for you. Look, this is, it starts with the quarterback. You know the old saying, if you're playing more than one quarterback, you have no quarterbacks. So it's really dependent on who gets the reins. Now, taking a look at their offensive stats last year, 3,500 yards in passing yards, 19 touchdowns, but 23 interceptions. That's right. 23 interceptions.
A lot of turnovers.
1,600 yards rushing. 4.1 yards per average, but only 8 touchdowns. You had the 28th ranked offense, 19th ranked defense. And I think that was that way because the defense got tired. Now, the quarterback play, Flacco, Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, but it can also be about Shedeur Sanders. Can he take the reins? I mean, at Colorado, and I'm not saying Colorado was a juggernaut, but over 7,000 yards passing at Colorado, 72% completion percentage. And yes, I've heard it's only because he did a lot of the screens. You know what? Still, you got to complete the pass. He had 10 interceptions last year, but 37 touchdowns. Is he the future for that franchise as a quarterback? We don't know, but we will see. I mean, last year, Jameis Winston was their leading passer, 2,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. You had Deshaun Watson, who's out now for the year. You already know that. 1,100 yards. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 400 yards. And Billy Zappi, okay. Receiving, you got Jerry Jeudy, who had what? Where is it? He had received, there it is, 1,200 yards receiving. Let me close this out, sorry. Had over 1,200 yards receiving. And the leading rusher last year, who was the leading rusher?
Is it Ford, right?
Yeah, I'm looking. It's Ford. I thought it was Chubb for a reason, but yeah, it was Jerome Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even
Chubb
know
was
that.
hurt. Yeah, he only played 8 games.
Yeah, it was Jerome Ford because Chubb was hurt for half the season.
Yeah, so I mean, when you sit here and you look at it, where's the biggest offensive threat? Who do you fear offensively off of this team?
Nobody. Baby.
So it's not looking good in Cleveland offensively. So they're going to be reliant on their defense again, at least to start. Now, again, who did they bring in to add in? But right now, based on what I was looking at from last year, there was nobody to be afraid of. So,
yeah, man, definitely the Browns. They got to figure out the quarterback position. You as you mentioned, Jameis Winston, who's now a Giant, he's no longer there. You got Flacco returning back to Cleveland. Spent some time there before, but Joe Flacco. Can he hold it down until, you see what you got in Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel, not starting off too well for Shedeur over there. It had some things with speeding and different things like that. But, you're going to be in the news. There's going to be a lot of attention on you, and there's going to be a lot of attention on this team. And that may not be a good thing because I don't know if they're going to be very good. But let's see some of the pieces they lost here. As we mentioned, Jameis Winston, Dorian Thomas-Robinson traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. So 2 quarterbacks that were there last year. So, you got like a whole new group pretty much. I don't know how that works out. Nick Chubb, your bell cow running back, man. I know he has dealt with some injuries, man, but Nick Chubb is Nick Chubb, man. Now he's going to be playing for the Texans. A couple other running backs, Foreman, Hines, gone. Elijah Moore, wide receiver, he went to the Bills. Look at what you lost on the offensive line. James Hudson, Hakeem Adiji, Jermaine Afididi, Jedrick Wills, wow, Michael Dunn, and Nick Harris. So a lot of pieces on the offensive line that were lost here in Cleveland. You also James Houston, edge, Maurice Hurts, and Dalvin Tomlinson, man. Another key name Giants fans know, Dalvin Tomlinson. He's going to the Cardinals, so major piece on your D, a big, a good rotational D line. You're gonna be missing there. Man, what hurts the most here? Looking at this list, fellas, what they gonna miss?
They're gonna miss Dalvin Tomlinson. They're gonna miss their whole offensive line. They're gonna miss Nick Chubb. They're gonna miss Deontay Foreman. They actually might miss Jameis Winston, Jordan Akers, NGF Swain. Like, bro, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, bro. Like, what's up with everybody in the trenches? All of these off-season previews, they lost the whole offensive line. A center, guard, and 2 tackles. The only thing you miss is the other guard. And then you lost Dalvin Tomlinson. Go ahead, Coach.
Look, I killed Cincinnati, and I'm going to kill Cleveland right here. I mean, and everything that you see here, more than anything, is offensively. And it's the heart of your offense because this is the running game. The offensive line is in the trenches, and then three running backs. Three
running backs.
Along with quarterbacks. And I know those quarterbacks are probably saying, thank God I'm out of there. Thank God I'm out of there. And then Dalvin Tomlinson, Houston. I mean, you're talking about some decent trench guys. Trenches. Well, what I'm always harping on, trenches. And I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this. You lose 4 offensive tackles. 4! Not 2, 4. Man,
crazy.
There's nothing else to say, man.
Man, well, it's 2 sides of it. Let's see what they bought in. So looking at some of the additions, like I said, Joe Flacco signed on a 1-year deal. Him traded for Kenny Pickett. So there's your 2 quarterbacks that they lost. DeAndre Carter, Deontay Johnson signing. So a couple wide receivers. They signed Jackson Barton and Cornelius Lucas, and then guard Tevin Jenkins. So they added a couple pieces there on the offensive line. Myles Garrett, the big one there, signed an extension. Going over the defense, Julian Okor, they signed him. Joe Tyron Soyiki, Malik Collins, Jerome Baker, Devin Bush coming in, Rashawn Jenkins, and DeMonte Kazi. So did they do enough, man? They lost a lot. Did they do enough, man? Talk about some of the pieces that they added, fellas.
Love the re-signing of Myles Garrett and Julian Okwara. Joe Tryon is decent. Malik Collins is pretty good. Yeah. Jerome Baker and Devin Bush, they're formidable. Kazi is pretty good. They just got so much, bro. Then they bring in another headache in Deontay Johnson. I don't know why you would bring him in there. Like, he's a serious headache. Like, this dude's been on like 4 teams in 2 years. Like, he's been on the Steelers, Ravens. What was it? The Titans. It was crazy, man. He's been on so many teams. Like I said, man, I just don't have anything to really say about this team, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it's gonna be a long season. I can't say that. It's gonna be a long season.
Coach.
Okay, you get brought in 3 offensive linemen, but you lost 6. Okay. You invested more in your defense. You invested more in your defense. Oh, yeah, you brought in Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett.
Come on, man.
Hey, 2 Jersey guys. I'll give them that. They're 2 Jersey guys. Back to you, NYG.
Shout out to Jersey, man. They still got Deshaun Watson on the team, too. Still there.
Hey, Hey, he needs to go talk. Oh, I'm not gonna say it.
Looking at the draft here, Mason Graham. Shout out to Mason Graham. I think he's gonna be good in there with Myles Garrett on that defense. Linebacker Carson Schweichinger from UCLA. Quinshawn Judkins, like that pick. Harold Fannin Jr. Actually like that pick too. But then you go Dylan Gabriel, Dylan Sampson, another running back. Then you draft another quarterback. So you draft 2 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. Man, this draft is boo-boo. But y'all got it. I do like the Mason Graham and like I said, and Quincy Judkins. But like, what's the thought process and what you were doing here? 2 running backs, 2 quarterbacks, and then 1 tight end.
When you already had Njoku, but
what you building? Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna talk about Mason Graham. They might think he's a key piece at the defensive tackle position that you could put out there with Myles Garrett, and you could dominate. I don't think he is what he was advertised to be. He may struggle. Who knows? You get Harold Fannin at the tight end position, but what's your offense gonna look like? Quinshawn Judkins, can he be that bell cow running back? He was part of that 2 running back system over there with Ohio State. Sometimes that happens where you get 2 good running backs on one team, but neither one of those guys are number 1 bell cow type back. They're both support backs. So you gotta see what you got at Quinshawn Judkins. The quarterback position is crazy. I think Shedeur Sanders is ultimately going to win out over there. It's
Shit is disappointing, man. If I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, I'm so disappointed in this organization. I'm so disappointed in my team. If I'm a fan of the Cleveland Browns, because they ain't doing y'all no favors over there, none.
Coach, what you got with the Browns? I don't know what to say.
Shedeur Sanders, I feel sorry for you, bro.
Yeah,
I really feel sorry for you.
For all these players, man.
The first 2, they're adding on to the defense, a pretty stout defense. And I understand the thought process of Graham, who I don't think was all that. I mean, I actually think somebody was better in his defense, but okay. Hey.
Yeah, me too.
But Judkins, okay. Sampson was all right when I looked at the film, Dylan Gabriel, but I mean, he's smallish, and you need to give him an offensive line. That's the problem. And as you notice here, there's no offensive lineman in here. Remember, I said you got rid of 6. You got rid of 6, or you lost 6, brought in 3. Okay.
Yeah. So you still down 3, yeah. She's still negative of 3.
And guess what? If they struggle and Shedeur's in there, everyone is going to blame him, and it's not going to be him. Sorry, it's not. So that's all I have to say. Back to you, NYG.
Yes. Dylan Gabriel, bro, is bro. That Cleveland weather ain't gonna be nice to him. I'm just saying, but man, whoa. Let's look at the roster. So Shedeur or Joe Flacco or Big Pat or whoever gonna be throwing them the ball. They're gonna be throwing to Cedric Tillman, Jerry Jeudy, and Deontay Johnson. I don't like that group as a group. I think Jeudy is a 2. Cedric Tillman may be a good but I mean, he's going to be a main dude. And then Deontay Johnson, you already talked about him. I don't like what they Jamari Thrash, DeAndre. I'm not too interested in what they have behind those guys either. Looking at the offensive line, DeJuan Jones is your starting left tackle. Joel Benito, I mean, he's a pretty good guard, veteran. Ethan Poick, Wyatt Taylor is your right guard. Jack Conklin, your right tackle. Jack Conklin's pretty good. Tight end, David Njoku, Harrod Faneuil Jr., we already talked about them. Man, this offense isn't looking very, very good. Then you're looking over at the defense. Isaiah McGuire, your left end opposite Myles Garrett. You got Malik Collins and Mason Graham in the interior. Linebacker core, Jordan Hicks, Carson Schweisinger, your rookie's going to be starting. And then you got cornerback Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit, Ronnie Hickman, free safety, Martin Emerson Jr., right cornerback, and Greg Newsome, the second in the nickel, like Greg Newsome. But defense, it's not. I mean, Myles Garrett makes up for a lot, I believe, on this defense. But if they got to play a lot, they're going to get exposed. I'm just going to be honest with you. If they have to play a lot because this offense can't score, they're going to get exposed. They don't have the type of defense no defense really should be out there like that. But this defense especially, you know what I mean? Can they stop the run consistently? And again, you know, teams going to try to run the ball, man, because they don't want Myles Garrett, you know, wrecking the game. You know what I mean? So that's going to be key, man. But what's your thoughts on this roster for the Cleveland Browns? Can they compete with this roster, man, the division?
Defensively, they can. I think they have a pretty good defense. They got a couple of, you know, spots where some rookies are starting. Those three cornerbacks are pretty good. Grant Delpit and Hickman are pretty good. You know, you got the best edge rusher in the league, probably one of the best players in the league in that Myles Garrett. It's just the Browns, bro. That offense, bro. Unless Joe Flacco turns back the hands of time, I don't go ahead, coach. It's the same team. The exact same team.
Do y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? That's the toilet flushing, man. I mean, the defense, I'm not even gonna tell you, defense is cool. I'm not gonna sit here and even attack. I mean, I feel confident they can compete defensively. But you leave them out there too long. But offensively, I don't know. I'm even looking at the second level of the offensive line, Zach Zinter. I mean, I remember people were talking about him. I remember he was hurt. So, and Luke Whipler, right?
Whipler,
out of Ohio State. No, I said that. I said that on purpose, like that.
It's Whipler. Oh, yeah.
So he's the whipping boy, I mean? So I mean, I don't know. I mean, you brought Tevin Jenkins in, and he's already on the second unit. I mean, that speaks volumes to me right there. And I'm not saying he's the greatest offensive lineman, but I don't know. I guess it depends on their schedule.
Let's take a look at the schedule here. Now, expectations are low, as they should be. Only 4.5 projected win total for the Browns. And their strength of schedule 13th in the league. 13th, so it is a gauntlet here, man. I mean, you starting off with Cincy, Baltimore in your division. Then you got Green Bay, go to Detroit and Minnesota. 3 playoff teams. Then Pittsburgh, Miami. We know Miami, a helter-skelter team, but you're going again. We talk about where the game's being played. You're going into Miami. No, they got them at home. My bad. So you catch a break there, but you go to New England, you go to the Jets, Baltimore, Vegas, San Francisco, Tennessee, Chicago, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. 4.5, man. What we doing? Can they get over 4.5, or are they gonna be right back at the top of the draft again next year?
They're being right back at the top of the draft again, bro. Oh my goodness. You got Cincinnati, Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Miami is your first 7 games.
Might be 0-7, bro.
Then New England's on the same level field as you. The Jets on the same level field as you. Then Baltimore, the Raiders, same level field as you. San Francisco, Tennessee, Chicago, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Damn, they did them dirty. They did the Browns dirty. Oh my goodness. Under. Under. That's all I gotta say. Under. Oh my goodness.
Coach. Can they get the 5 wins? Or are you going under?
I really thought Cincinnati was bad, but they're even worse. Under. That's it, man.
Look, man. 4.5 is a low number, but you got to understand this schedule ain't pretty, and
brutal,
and even the teams that you may have a chance at, I think, are better than you.
Yeah.
Chicago, I think, is better than you. Tennessee's better than you. San Francisco, I know, is better than you. I think New England might be better than you this year, and I think the Jets are better than you.
Man, I'm going to say this, man.
Under.
After, I think by week 7, you're going to be going with the rookie quarterbacks from there if the veterans somehow start.
This might be Kevin Stefanski's last season in Cleveland.
You're going to have no choice.
I'm
Gabriel and then Shador, if Shador doesn't take the reins from the beginning. But I'm going to say this. I don't want Shador Sanders starting this season. And I'm a big Shador fan. No. There's no way in the world I want a rookie quarterback with that offensive line, that offensive system to go in there. No.
You're going to start him the last 4 games against Chicago, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati?
No. If anything, after week 7, then I put him in to New England, New York. I get Baltimore, but then you got Vegas. So I'd rather take a chance there.
Yeah, that soft landing, because anything outside of that is smack.
Murder.
Wow.
Man, this schedule. And they had a top draft pick and got a schedule like this. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Because that first 7 games is a gauntlet. Do you see them winning any one of those games?
It's the 13th hardest schedule. And I'm sitting here looking at this how is that the 13th hardest?
Maybe they get one against Miami. Maybe they shock Cincinnati in the first game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man, that is...
You got a shot with Cincinnati. But again, Cleveland don't match up well with Cincinnati, and that I'm thinking about it because they can't score.
Yep.
And your defense might put up a fight, but eventually they're gonna break and they're gonna just run up the score on you. It's over for the Browns, man. They headed for the top 5, I believe. Top 5 pick in the NFL draft next year. And to be honest with you, you better hope Shador or Dylan or one of these quarterbacks work out so you don't have to chase the quarterback thing next year because you're gonna be right back up there in the hunt. But that's gonna conclude our preview show here. The AFC North, and this division, y'all, won't come down to Baltimore. I think it's Baltimore's to be had. You know, I definitely see Pittsburgh competing, but the Browns and the Bengals, I ain't got no confidence in either one of these teams. I think they got reverse problems. The Browns can't score and the Bengals can't stop nobody. Both of them teams is just too one-sided. And so to me, you know, when you balance it out, Pittsburgh's more balanced and Baltimore's definitely a lot more balanced with their roster. So to wrap it up, man, that's Baltimore's division. I got them on top, man. What y'all think?
Yeah, when it comes to the AFC North between the Ravens and the Steelers, and I got the Ravens on top. The Ravens might get 12 to 13 wins this year. With the Steelers might sneak in there with 10, and you know, the Bengals being around 10-9, and the Browns, man, I just think they get stoned. I truly believe they're gonna get stoned, bro. That schedule is brutal.
Yeah.
Like,
and now looking at that, I'm changing my over under. I'm going over for the Ravens because I didn't know it was that bad. And really with Cincinnati, I didn't know Cincinnati was that bad, bro.
Yeah. This just goes to show you, man, that these shows are pretty good to do, man. You get a full view of what these teams are going into this season, and this has been dope. I have what I need to know about each team going into this season, and when it happens, it's going to happen, and I know why, because we previewed them before yeah. The Bengals are one injury away from being where the Browns are, and Joe Burrow, that's a fact. This is the Ravens division to have. They don't have no mishaps. They could easily get 12 to 13 wins.
Mm-hmm.
But I got the Ravens winning this division, and I don't think it's going to be close.
Coach,
yeah, I'm with you guys, man. This is all about Baltimore, and you know, just coming in, staying focused, and doing what they got to do. Pittsburgh will be competitive. The other two, man, they're battling for a top draft pick, and maybe Cincinnati will probably be in the top 10, the bottom part of the top 10, but Cleveland will be in the top 1 to 3.
Yeah,
I mean, looking at these rosters, looking at the schedule, thinking about it, it's, you know, now that I got the full gamut of everything, you know, so I was disgusted with Cincinnati, but I'm disheartened by Cleveland, man. I'm truly disheartened by Cleveland, man, because it's
no hope.
They're you can't. I don't like saying this because they have some good players over there, but I'm not even confident they're an NFL team, to be honest with you, against some major college programs. And that's big because I don't normally do that. I don't normally agree with that, and that's because of their offense. That's really because of their offense, you know. So it's just bad. Cleveland is just bad right now. Seriously, I didn't think it was that bad, but Shador, love you, brother. I feel sorry for you.
Good luck, cuz.
Good luck, man, because he is going to need it, man. And what you guys need to do is hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. Feel the vibe, man. We are the Aboriginal Sports Network, and we got some more of these to do, man. We coming back. Next up, the AFC East. We coming over to the East, man, with the preview shows, man. So y'all stay tuned for that, man. Yeah, y'all stay tuned. East side, baby. You know what I'm saying? Where we reside. You know what I mean? But till next time, holla. Peace.